Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Worlds Collide video. This is Mr. Squirrel. As always, glad to have you here. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate the comments. I always go through them. Love reading what you guys have some feedback on. And one thing, so I'm going to be very honest with y'all. I have made this video multiple times, and I've been trying to find a way to frame it, and I was never really happy with it until now. And I think I finally conceptualized the way I want to talk about this in a way that's not being a negative Nelly. And if anyone's name is Nelly out there, I apologize. Or negative Nancy, whatever we want to call it. Sorry, the Nancys. And that is features I'd like to see added to this game. Versus what the game is doing wrong. I don't think they're doing a lot wrong. I think there's some things that could be done a little bit better. But in terms of, I think overall they're doing an okay job. But I think it would be nice to talk about things we would all like to see. And one thing I would love is in the comment section of this video is to leave some other ideas that you would like to see in the game. So the first thing I want to talk a little bit about is I want to talk about events. I will say this, I think it felt like we were a little spoiled with the Superman event. I love the Superman event, the Superman DCU event when the game dropped, and they had this really cool event. Superman's in the middle of the thing. You know, we got to fight a boss daily. They had these different levels. We got our own characters for those levels. I think they could just do a toned down version of that with the boss, and we get a rotating one weekly. I think a really hard boss. I know we have the League stuff. But I would just kind of almost like Crisis, or even give us 5 characters to go up against and make it super crazy difficult or whatever it is. And rotate it out, different boss. I really like that. Something that it allows us to try different teams. And again, I know Evil Falls exists, but then there's a leaderboard to it, right? I get these. I'm not the biggest fan, so some people might be really big fans of this. And you do you. I am not the biggest fan, but I'm not going to tell people that this is bad because, there's a lot of people that probably really like it, and that's cool. I'm just not really into it. I like playing the battle aspect of this game. For me, that's the most fun. That's where I have a lot of enjoyment. I love Elseworld. I would think maybe give us an Elseworld challenge mode. I just want some leaderboards and get a weekly thing that is rewarding your knowledge of this game versus having the most broken account, right? One of the things that I don't really like about these things are cool, these events, but I don't like them because it rewards people. It's kind of like the rich get richer, the poor get poorer kind of notion, in the sense that it rewards people that are already far ahead, and it not de-rewards, but it gives less rewards for people that aren't as ahead, right? And so it doesn't level the playing field. I think these events need to be a little bit more leveled out in terms of the playing field. I think the summon events are fine. I do appreciate that it's hey, if you get 3 copies of the character, you get them to rank 7, or you don't even get that, you can just use 8th medals, but you can get a 3rd copy free, right? Get them to rank 7, you get the 8th rank free. I think that's fine. Don't change it. It's super cool. If you want the character, it helps you. If you don't want the character, you still get some rewards out of it. I think it rewards players that are going for specific teams, and everyone else, it's here's some free stuff. There you go. That I don't have a problem with those. I think those are really good. And I think it's nice as an incentive for people if you are looking for specific characters. Hey, summon here. It does add a little bit of FOMO. I think it's a good way to incentivize things in a way that's not super crazy predatory, but at the same time it can get a little difficult because then it's if you don't pull the character, yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but I think it is a good idea. These are fine, but I really just want to see a Superman event, the DCU Superman event that was just sitting in the middle of the thing, and we have a boss, and maybe it rotates every 2 days, maybe every week, but we can play it every day if we want, and we get a mission for it. You get some free stuff. My biggest thing is that I would really like to see more Internight, and then also so I like to see more tier 3s, tier 2s and tier 3s of these coming out. I will say, I think the badges in this game are actually where investment becomes very difficult, because it's if you could get those resources back when you reset a character, I wouldn't have as big of an issue, but these are a pretty hot commodity, and for a lot of characters it really breaks that. You really need up to badge 30. Badge 30 is very important to get for especially all the teams you're running, and it is just a resource that is relatively difficult to get. I get it. It is supposed to take time to rank up these characters and, increase FOMO because you really want to get them to a specific point. I'm just saying I really would like to see it be a little bit more accessible. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Or more ways to do it. And then that would be like in more weekly challenges that we could be doing. I think like a nice little weekly challenge, like add another weekly challenge. I think that would be really cool. Another thing I would really like to see. So I want to talk a little about the summoning system in this game. I have a small, here's the thing, and I'm going to put it right here. I have 182 super encrypted tokens. I have not spent since the Superman event. I have not touched these. You can see right here. I have spent one, and I still regret that. I would be at 183. I save these because I hope, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do this now that I've seen them. They're going to, okay. I want them to add a featured recruitment weekly, like a weekly feature recruitment, very similar to the Raven one for old characters or for the base characters of this game. So if I go in here, we'll go here. I would like to see a weekly recruitment for all of these characters. And why I think that's really important. Let's just say someone's favorite character is DCU Superman, right? Well, if we go, let's just say if we went quote unquote in order here, right? You go in order and you every week offer like, all right, we're going to offer old Superman. Then the next week, Wonder Woman. Then the next week, Flash. The next week, or do it randomly. I don't really care. It gives players a non-random way to pull these characters. Now, I am actually under the assumption they are going to do this because they did this with Raven. This kind of gave me information. It's like, okay, they're going to do it with the encrypted tokens. I have a feeling it's only a matter of time before they do it with the super encrypted tokens. So I would even wait for these. So the reason for me specifically is I really want Blue Beetle, as I really want to rock a blue. There's two characters that I would really like to pull for. One is going to be Supergirl. People are like, why Supergirl? Because I think there's going to be like a Frostbite team, and I think Frostbite's going to be absolutely bonkers, crazy, broken. And I just want to run a Frostbite team. I think that'd be cool. Maybe I'm wrong in that one. The other one is I really want to run a block team. Actually, I'm very much want to run a block team. And in order to run the block team, I don't think in order to, but I would say it's a nice to have is Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's very good on a block team. And I really want to run that team. So I want to save these for when Blue Beetle comes out. One other character that I am curious about is like the healing team. Yeah, there's just a lot of like teams I'm really kind of curious about. And even maybe if I wanted a dupe of Hal Jordan, right? Like it's really hard to get his 8th medals. Do I think that'd be kind of a waste? Yeah, because it's better to have a spread at some point with characters. But at the same time, this is my point, is that I really want them to add a featured recruitment per week. Like we should have one featured legendary and we should have one featured epic each week. And I think it'd be very sustainable. You just, do rotations of this, right? Like you're just rotating this out over and over again. And that way it's like, oh, well, I missed Sinestro this week. He'll come back in maybe like 2 or 3 months, right? Great. So in 2 or 3 months, you can pick him up. And I think that would be really nice for players. That way you're not doing this. I don't like this idea. If this was a different token versus your super encrypted tokens, then I'd say go for it, right? But you're using one of the most valuable currency in the game to just get a chance. And if we look at the chance, let's just look at, you got 6, 12, 14. So you have a 1 out of 14 chance after 150 polls to get the one character you're looking for. Or maybe there's like 2 or 3 characters you're looking for. But do you see what I'm saying? It is very difficult. And it doesn't incentivize players to use these super encrypted tokens. Until that system happens, I would just tell people to not summon or use your super encrypted tokens, because getting the chance at a character and getting a guaranteed character are very different things. And so I think it'd be really good to just give us a featured. I do think they're going to add that though, because the fact that they did this lets me know, hey, they showed us, oh, we're going to do older epic characters. I think this is a great idea. I really like the fact that they did this, because if you want Raven, here you go. Here's your chance to have an increased chance of pulling her. I think it's a great idea. I like it. I think they should do that for older characters as well. Okay, the next tab I want to talk about. So this is something maybe personally for me, but I think it's very, 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 very important, and that they need a news tab. So right here next to Event Center, like I'm thinking like right there. See where I'm pointing? I just want a news or announcement tab. Similar to what they do on their website, I'd like to see that in game versus get an in-game mail. Like I always wait to look at the mail and then see what they sent us, right? I just don't think that's the best way to do it. I think having like, or even put it over here in the archive system where you have today's bulletin, boom, you already have it. I think they should just change this up a little bit. Like I'm ranked 17 right now just because I'm stuck at a very specific point. And it's because I'm waiting to get, I'm one level away from 180 and I can push the story. But I think that'd be really good. I actually thought, well, I'm like, why is today's bullet like, I think it should be maybe 2 tabs on the today's bulletin, but give us a way to just update us on the news. What's happening? What's going on? Weekly updates. I don't know. Something. I think it would be easier for you guys as the development team. It's easy to send out messages. And that way you're not always just sending out mail. It's just right on the front page. Here's the news. Make a new tab for it. I don't know. That way we get an idea of what's going on. I think it'll be a nice little, I think that would be nice. That would be one of the things I really, 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 really want. That'd make me very happy as a player. The next thing, and this one is kind of, I don't know if I'm like fully sold on this one, but I think I'll just mention it anyways. And this is going to be the last thing I bring up because I want to open it up too in the comment section, and then I'll review those and see what other people are thinking. I think this would be like a really fun video to make like a follow-up video to see what people said, and kind of get an overall idea of where people are at and what people want to see in this game. But I would really like a tower system. I know Convergence is kind of like a tower system, but I think like, or hear me out, like a horde mode. Because this whole game is kind of about speed a little bit. And it'd be kind of fun to have like a horde mode where it's just like how many waves can you survive, right? And you just put the game down and see how far and how long you can survive. The winner of it every week gets something. I don't know. I think that would be fun. And it would incentivize a different type of team. Like that where healing or shielding becomes a little bit more prominent because you want to survive for longer periods of time instead of blitzing the team down as fast as possible, right? I think that would be cool. I would want something that incentivizes a slightly different way to play where you have unlimited turn counts and it is just about like how long can you survive, and then we get a weekly version of it. Something like that, like a horde mode would be real cool. Okay, so I don't want to make this video too super duper crazy long. I just wanted to kind of highlight that like there are a lot of really cool ideas. I will say one thing I really like, I just wish they would update it for the very specific artifact that I really want. I do like the artifact system. The more I use this system, the more I really think it is a nice system. I wouldn't change this system. I think it is just like, it's a good system. I think overall they did a really good job with the artifact system. The more at first I just did not like it, and then the more I've like summoned on it, the more I've used it, like it is not bad at all. Like they make so many ways to get guarantees. They give you so many incentives, and so much of it is there is a lot of guarantee. And for that, I think this is a great system. I don't think they should change it at all. And then League's fine. I think League's good. There's no issues I have with it. So they were talking about this, and this I'm gonna say something, and maybe people think I'm dumb for saying this. I love exploration. I think this mode is dope. And I think Unstable Gamer mentioned this, that they don't know if they wanted to add more of these. I think they should add more of these. This is legitimately one of my favorite modes in this game because I like the puzzles. And so it made me a little sad when they said they didn't know if they wanted to expand on this. And I was like, what do you mean you don't want to expand on this? This is like the dopest mode. I love it. Like there's like little interactions, there's puzzles. I don't know. This is like a fun little thing. And for me, I would love to see them add more of this. And I hope they add more of these. These are to me are super fun. Yeah, I hope they add more. I love these modes. Devs, if you watch this video, I would love more of these. If you could add more, it would be great. These are so much fun. Maybe people are like, no, they're not. I'm like, well, fine. I love these modes. This is one of my favorite things. And it made me sad when they were done. I wanted more. I loved them. Okay. Well, that's it for right now. And again, you don't need to spam them. But I think, once every like one a month is fun. Maybe one every 2 months. I don't know. They're fun. I like them a lot. Okay. That's it for this video. I would love to hear your comments. I would love to see what people are saying. I'm going to make a follow-up video if enough people leave comments so that I can see what other people want to add and be a little detailed in your explanations, because I'm going to go through the comment section and I'm going to read these. I'm going to go through everyone's different ideas, and I'd love to add and see what people would love to be added to this game. All right, ladies and gents. Oh, and one last thing I actually would really like, real-time PvP. I think that would be fun. Real-time PvP. Okay. That's it for this video. And as always, failing is just your first attempt in learning.